Your friendly neighborhood history teacher, Mr. Mefford. Just making a quick video about this assignment right here on the screen, which is our first portfolio checkup. And this is kind of the first time that we're going to show you how you should be organizing the different assignments you've been doing in class and hopefully digitizing to your Google Drive so that I and others can access them and kind of again create this idea of a portfolio. And so let's take you through this step by step. The first thing is that the link on this assignment will take you to a table of contents that I've prepared. And so this is our table of contents so far. It's in progress. You can see here this was our first week on American Trinity. We did Columbus, Jamestown. Last week was Separatists and Puritans. And this week is the Great Awakening. Now this is for the U.S. history class. If you're a 7th grader in world history, these are not your specific topics, but everything we do is structured exactly the same in the same principles, and you'll have your own checklist that corresponds to our class. But anyway, here's the checklist, the different assignments that you need to have. Then over here I have my Google Drive. And as you see here, I've been a good student. I have created folders within my Google Drive for each of the different weeks and topics that we've covered. So you can see the same things, headings on that checklist are here as folders. And I've created a couple of sample assignments because I don't have them all, but if I open up my Columbus folder, I see, as soon as the internet cooperates, there's my 1492 Columbus summary. Or I can go back and I have other assignments in my other folders. So hopefully you've been digitizing the different assignments we've been doing in class. Everything you're going to be required to have again is here on this checklist. And so what this video is how can you create a hyperlink checklist that then allows somebody to click on each of these items and take you to view that actual assignment. So here we'll just do a couple as an example. So first thing you're going to want to do is create your own table of contents. I've started a file called Table of Contents. This is also in my Google Drive. And rather than retype everything, I'm just going to go to the one created for me by the helpful teacher. I'm going to copy everything so far. Control C. And I'm going to go over to the Table of Contents and now Control V or Option V, Command V is what it is. Or you can use your however you paste. And so now I've got my own Table of Contents. Notice I've got a nice little 4-line heading at the top so that my teacher can readily identify who I am. And so now here's my table of contents. So now the thing left to do is to hyperlink each of these items to something in my Google Drive. Which again, I only have a couple sample examples here, but you should have been digitizing your assignments, or you will be doing shortly, so that you can then have make these links. So for example, I'm going to, here's the summary for Columbus that I showed you a minute ago. So if I go into my Columbus folder, here's my assignment. Now I don't even have to open the assignment, but if I click on it, then I can go here to this nice little paperclip, Get Shareable Link. If I click on that and I turn it on, the default mode will be link sharing off, but if I turn it on, this link appears. So what I do is I double click on that, now it's selected. I can Command C, copy that. Now if I go back to my table of contents, here's my summary, double click on that, and here's the paperclip again. Now this time I'm going to insert a link. So I click on that, Command V, there's the link I just copied, and now you can see it turns blue and underlined. That shows me, whoop, my other browser's being rebellious. Bouncing beach ball of death, excuse me, Chrome, there we go. So here we are. We're back into, there, it's turned blue. So now that tells me that this is now not only just a line of a table of contents, it's now linked to the summary that I wrote, or that you wrote as a student. So if I click on this, just as an example, there's the link. And if I click on that, it should open up the document that I just got the link from. And again, mine's not a completed summary because it's just a sample, but there it is. Yours would be your completed summary that you already wrote. So close that out. And so your goal for this assignment is to copy and paste, create this table of contents, and then go one by one through the different items and link them to the actual assignments or the pictures that you've been taking and digitizing the assignments in your Google Drive. So we'll do one more as an example. I did a let's see, I did a Iron Chef of the Puritans over here. So if I go back to my table of contents, go back out of this folder. And by the way, again, you go at when you're part of the assignment, you want to go ahead and make these folders and start sorting because your assignments are probably just listed here. You probably haven't organized them this much. That's be a good goal of this assignment. You start now, you'll be in good shape as we progress through the rest of the semester and the rest of the entire year. And so if I go to, let's see, we were going to do the Puritans, so that's in this folder, Separatists and Puritans. And again, I just created a sample assignment. And so here it is. Notice this one's a JPEG because this is I'm imagining I took a picture of an assignment that I did in class, and this is how I digitized it. Notice also I gave it a great name to match the table of contents. It's not just some random number that is automatically assigned to a JPEG. I clicked on the assignment and I went here and I said, oh, I'm going to rename this, and I gave it a name that makes sense. So very easy to identify. But anyway, once I see this assignment, I do the exact same process. I go up to my paperclip. Link sharing is off. I'm going to turn it on. Double click the link it gives me, Command C. Go back to my table of contents. Let's see, that is the Iron Chef Puritans. Go to paperclip. We're going to insert a link, paste, apply, and now that one's blue. And so that too, if I click on that, would take me to the exact assignment. We'll just do it one more time. You can stop the video if this makes sense to you. But let's see, I made same idea, a sample. I think I put it in Jamestown, a sample of something with John Smith. There it is, the reading of John Smith, the Freyer of John Smith. And so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to get a shareable link. Copy, Command C, go back to my table of contents. Then we've got John Smith. And this one's been actually named incorrectly. So actually, let me go back and be a good student. I'm going to rename this because it's not the reading of John Smith. It's actually what we call, what's it got to be called? It's called the Freyer John Smith, that's just a type of graphic organizer we use in the class. Whoop, not there, right here. Right here. Okay, I'm going to call this Freyer. I like the underscore in between to help it readable, but whatever works for you. John Smith. That way, that everything is named the same as what's on the table of contents. That makes life really nice and easy. Okay, so I got my shareable link. I'm going to copy that. I want to select everything, but I want to go to my Freyer John Smith, select the text, insert the link, and it works. And again, if you want to make sure you did it right, you should just be able to click on that link, click on what you've opened, or what you've inserted as a link, and that particular image should pop up. And again, mine's a really generic sample because I was just doing it for those purposes, but yours would be a picture of the assignment you actually did in class. Okay, so once you get what you're doing, it's actually just really repetitive. You're just going to your different assignments in your Google Drive. Highly recommend you need to organize them and rename the files appropriately, and then you're just linking them back and forth until this entire checklist is all blue and underlined. So you have your summary, these are the different assignments, this is the outline. And so each of these, if you've completed them, and this is where basically now you get credit for having completed and not lost these before you digitize them, these should all turn blue. And so by the due date of this Monday, we'll have finished out everything for the Great Awakening, and so this list, this will be completed, and everything should be hyperlinked. And then this document, this table of contents document, is what you're going to turn into me on Google Classroom, because then I'll be able to click on your table of contents, click on each of your links, and see that you have in fact digitized all your work and you're building a portfolio. And when we get into the second or third quarter, we'll give you the option of even taking this portfolio and potentially building it out into an entire website. But we'll get there eventually. First, we're just working on the digital portfolio. All right, thank you very much, and good luck. And as always, send me an email, talk to me at school. If you have any questions, I definitely want to help.